G'day, I'm Alister Christie, and this is a video for LearnDelphi.tv. And in this video we are going to have a play with exporting some data from Xbox, or XBMC. It used to stand for Xbox Media Center, but it now runs on just about every platform, from Android to PCs to Linux and so on. We're going to export a database of movies and then load those movies into a dataset, a client dataset, and then do some reporting on that so we can produce a printed catalogue. Or at least I'm going to start to do that. Doing the whole thing, program end to end, is a bit time consuming. I might do it for a commercial video at some stage in the future. Something as an example, sort of an XML example or something like that. But anyway, let's get on with the show and enjoy. So I have here my media PC, which is just an old Pentium D machine. I'm just going to fire up Xbox Media Center, where I've got all my videos. And so here's a list of all the files. Now we're going to produce a printed catalogue of all of these movies. And to do that, we need to export the data. So if we go across to settings, and this is not very responsive through VNC, but anyhow, video, library, and we can export the library. And we do it as a single file. Now I've already done this, it takes quite a few minutes to export, and I can just close it off for now. And we get this XML file, and I'll just delete that one for now, which looks like this, which we have our video database, our version, and then it's a bunch of movies with the details about the movies. And then next movie, and as you can see, there's close to 100,000 lines of XML in there, so quite substantial. So let's create from there a new VCL Forms application. Now we need a client dataset, CDS video, a data source, and a grid, and hook that up. So we now, and that'll do for now. So we now want to load some data in there. Now there's a couple of options. I can use a XML document to load that file, but what I am going to do is go File, New, Other, and create a XML data binding. And I've already got the file specified here, and we go Next, and it scans through the file. And it takes a wee while because it's 100,000 lines of XML, and this machine's not the fastest. It's a Core 2 Duo. It does have an SSD, which is quite helpful. And there we have our definition, that it's sort of calculated based on the XML file. If you've got an XSD or DTD or something like that, with a proper definition, you could use that and be much quicker. So this our file as movie type, and then we have rating and titles and the plot and what have you, and the year, which is an integer, and we could convert that to a string or something like that if we wanted. In fact, we might convert the runtime to a string. In fact, I'll do that now. It is actually an integer, but sometimes it's not present, and Unicode string. And sometimes it's not present in the conversion from nothing to an integer fails, and you get an error. But if we just do it as a string, it's not a problem. And here's our file that's created, and it's 15,000 lines of code. So we want to use that. And now we want to start loading that into our database. So along with the video file, there is a movies folder which contains a gazillion thumbnails, and these are go open with they're basically JPEGs, which you'll see shortly. Okay, so what we might do now is create some fields. I'll just shift that off to my other monitor so I can see them both at the same time. So we'll create a title, a string, make it say 100 characters. Yeah, that can be an integer. Plot, a memo. Runtime, that'll probably do us. We'll go with a string, 10 characters. And the other thing I'll add is a it's called image. It's a graphic. We can load those thumbnails into it. Okay, so now we want to start loading that up. So create data set, and today let's try adding that again. Spell it correctly. Okay, and from there we want to load our file. What I might do is just be really lazy. Don't need to declare it as anything. Let's grab our path, and we'll see this is now this XDB file, which is a little definition file that we can use to load back the settings if we want to recreate the file. There we go. Okay, just a quick compile. Around like that. Okay, and we'll save this off. Save project as. VDB, and I'll just call it XBMC. Okay, so in our video DB, there is a bunch of methods, and we'll want to load from a file. So we can go, and we need to put that something in something. So Control-Shift-V to create the appropriate variable. And now we want to go through all the movies. So for I is assigned 0 to db.movie.count -1. And we basically want to insert some data into our client dataset. So in fact we'll do append. So it's now just a matter of let's go m is assigned db dot movie I, and m is of type XML movie type. This is the Control Shift V to autocomplete that. I wouldn't be able to remember what the type of that was, but it's much easier to just let the refactoring engine handle it for you. So m.title, plot.as string is assigned m.plot. I stored that as a string to avoid an error. Probably should have demonstrated it, but sometimes the runtime is not present, and if you go have this as an integer, look at that, and that's of course the get runtime. Sometimes you're returning it as an integer, you get resident exception. Such as let's get year, that will raise an exception, be unable to convert that variant to an integer. Although you could fairly readily edit that, change that code to handle that exception, but it kind of defeats the purpose of automatically generated code because then we can't regenerate it. Anyway, so I digress. So we're left with image. Now, there is a nice load from file name. What I'm going to do is just write a little function get thumbnail file name. Actually, it should be a it returns a string. So load from file, get thumbnail file name, and then we just need to pass in the title and year. Now the thumbnails. And somehow I made a mistake there. Okay. So if we go have a look at the thumbnails, we see that all the spaces have been replaced with underscores, and there's also a few other characters like colons and what have you get replaced with underscores as well. So first we need to get extract file path file name, and I think that I'm pretty sure that includes a trailing backslash, but we can include trailing path delimiter. Okay, so let's just very bad variable name, but anyway. So I'm just going to choose assign string replace. Old pattern is title. So our old pattern is a space, and we want to replace that with an underscore and replace all. So we want to do the same thing, this time on T, replacing any colons. in fact, just go. So we get our path, our augmented file name, and the .tbn extension. And what are the chances that I have done all that correctly? So let's save all that off and try running it. So I'm missing a little bit off the path. Movies. Open normally. Cannot open file. And there's a reason I wanted the year in there. Plus underscore plus and what I should do is let's just make this a little bit more robust. What I was meaning to do was okay, let's see if that runs. Okay, so we have a lot of movies. So let's get a bit more information on there. Let's grab a, oops, actually I want a DB memo. Should put a little bit more width. And I'm going to use an image. I could use a DB, no, I couldn't use a DB image because they don't support JPEGs straight from the database. So I have to throw a regular old, I should have dragged and dropped that, but anyway, a regular image, and we'll just quickly change some properties on that. We'll stretch and proportional both to true, and we'll just have an after, in the after scroll, we'll load that image. If then so I'm quite lazy, I'm just going to have a try except in there and do nothing in the except. I think the best way of getting the image out, I think we're going to need a memory stream we won't need a JPEG image, we just need the memory stream. It should be in a try finally, but save that to the stream, and then image1 dot picture dot there's no load from stream. How annoying is that? We might as well load our JPEG and add JPEG. Oops. I think dot graphic. I might need to set the position to 0 so it actually loads it from somewhere. Okay, so we create our memory stream, load some data into it, create our JPEG, load our JPEG from the memory stream, and assign it to our the graphic on the our image, and we want to hook up that as well. I don't think I've done that yet. Data source and plot. Let's see how we're doing. Okay, so a couple of other things I should probably do. Else that should probably do that. So that and actually there's some video files I don't want to load. So what I'll do, first off, I have a whole bunch of titles called bonus dot, which is the bonus features on the DVDs, and I want to exclude those because there's a gazillion of them, and I haven't worked out a way of cataloging them yet. I want to continue if it's already present. If locate movie year case insensitive. So we'll just skip out of the loop if those two things occur, and that is title, not movie. Okay, let's give that a run and see how it's looking. And it would help if I do this in that's a much better order to be okay, So looking a lot better. The next step, if we scroll through, we'll see there's all these then something. We might want to order those. So rather than categorizing, the power of one under T for under P for power. So we could add a. I could do it as a calculated field, I suppose. Yes, we'll do a calculated field. Sort title string 60 internally calculated. So we now go to our on Calc Fields event. So title is assigned let's go straight ahead and make it lowercase. And if pos is in title, or rather equals 1, delete, so from position 1 and 4 characters. And we'll change the index. Index field names to sort title. Okay. And then we have it in order. Oops, I should do with that title is way too short. So I've made a mistake there. I've obviously not specified that, but title 20 characters. Let's make it 120. Okay, so we're about now at the point where we want to do some reporting. So what to do that? Oops. We want to do some fast report stuff. Here we go, fast report. And I actually don't know how to use fast reports, but you should never let incompetence get in the way of getting things done. So we need a report, and there's some sort of dataset linky thing. I think it's a user dataset. Oh, DB dataset. Maybe that one. And so we need to sort that, hook that up to our data. And at this point, actually what I'll do, because we want to be able to, I don't have the full fast reports, so I can't edit reports at runtime. I don't think. It might be possible, but I think that you have to buy the full version for that. So what I'll do here, save to file. Just make sure that is binary. Let's save that off. Yep, that'll do. And I should do a disable controls and enable controls as I'm reading that in. Okay, so that should now be saved. What I'm going to do is load from and we call it video DB. Oh, nice. Okay. Hopefully that will just be a. Let's just compile that. Make sure that still works. Yeah, no, Delphi hasn't died on us completely. But we have loaded a considerable amount of data into this client dataset. So let's fire up fast reports. Go to report data. Okay, back to our page. Now we need some sort of band. I think if we go File, New Report. Okay. Report data. Okie dokie. So, what am I doing now? Let's go back to our page and make that a bit bigger. We're going to probably want, I did this 3 columns before, so let's make that 3 columns. I won't worry about a footer. So let's throw our, we probably need to go throw a picture object on there. And there is a way of hooking that up, but I can't see it. Actually, there's a data set and image. So something like that. And we want our title, and we should probably preview that and make sure I'm actually doing stuff roughly correctly. Assign our band the data set. I'm kind of making this up as I go along. Okay, so we do indeed have our images, but not let's delete that. Add a text field. See how we're doing now. Okay. So let's check that all the way across there. Add our. Let's select that. Make that a tiny font. 6 will do. Let's see if that worked. Yep, we've got plots. Runtime and work very well. So you can see that I'm not the most expert at using fast reports. So, but anyway, let's somehow zoom to full screen. page, whole page. And it's not sorted, but I'm quite sure why. But anyway, that's working quite good. And what I could do from here is, if I wanted to, I could then convert this to a PDF. You probably get the idea. So I go print, select PDF writer, and output a PDF of this, or whatever actual printed copy. But there's a bit of extra work required in tidying it up. But that looks pretty good. And we can save that report off. Documents, Red Studio projects, XBMC. I might throw in the debug directory, but yeah, and save that off. And we could then probably load that at runtime, but I actually don't know how to do that. But this is probably enough of a head start. I just wanted to demonstrate some stuff, which is pretty cool. So if we're actually doing an actual catalog maker, you'd probably want a open file dialog and all that kind of stuff. But I think I've demonstrated most of what I wanted, the importing the XML stuff and doing a very quick report and fast reports, which, as I say, I don't know how to use. But that's cool. So I hope this video is a bit incomplete, but I hope you find it quite useful.